Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary. I post 2 new videos every single week on Sundays and Thursdays about beauty and books. So if that's the type of stuff that you're interested in, feel free to subscribe down below. If you enjoyed this video while you're watching it, you can give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, I'm going to get into today's video. Today's video is going to be a book haul. So it's been, I think my last book haul was in June or July. It's now September. And I've acquired 10 new books. So it's not quite as big of a haul as last time, but I figured this is enough to sort of go off of. Some of these were gifts, which is great. Others of these I purchased one from Walmart, several from Goodwill as well. So let's just get on into it. I think I'm going to start with the ones that were gifted to me. So I'm trying to stack them, but it's not working. Okay, great. So of the books that were gifted to me, the first one was A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I'm not really sure. This I don't know very much about, except for that everybody cries when they read it, and it's a bit of a chunker, but it's supposed to be like really, really sad and emotional. So I'm just going to read you the back of these if I don't know what they're about and can't give a concise summary. So this says,
A Little Life follows 4 college classmates, broke, adrift, and buoyed by only their friendship and ambition, as they move to New York in search of fame and fortune. While their relationships, which are tinged by addiction, success, and pride, deepen over the decades, the men are held together by their devotion to the brilliant, enigmatic Jude, a man scarred by an unspeakable childhood trauma. A hymn to brotherly bonds and a masterful depiction of love in the 21st century, Hanya Yanagihara's stunning novel is about the families we are born into and those we make for ourselves.
So this and one other book was given to me by a friend of mine named Hallie. Hallie, for watching this, thank you very much. She sent this and The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin my way after she finished reading them, so I'm really excited about that. So both of these were on my TBR just from hearing other people talk about them, but again, I'm going to read you the inside cover because I'm not entirely sure what this is about.
If you knew the date of your death, how would you live your life? It's 1969 in New York City's Lower East Side, and word has spread of the arrival of a mystical woman, a traveling psychic who claims to be able to tell anyone the day they will die. The Gold Children, 4 adolescents on the cusp of self-awareness, sneak out to hear their fortunes. The prophecies inform their next 5 decades. Golden Boy Simon escapes to the West Coast, searching for love in 80s San Francisco. Dreamy Clara becomes a Las Vegas magician, obsessed with blurring reality and fantasy. Eldest son, Daniel, struggles to maintain security as an army doctor post 9/11. And bookish Varya throws herself into longevity research, where she tests the boundary between science and immortality. Both a dazzling family love story and a sweeping novel of remarkable ambition and depth, The Immortalists probes the line between destiny and choice, reality and illusion, this world and the next. It is a deeply moving testament to the power of story, the nature of belief, and the unrelenting pull of familial bonds.
So I did receive this one. I like the inside cover of this one, the red. I think that's a nice color, but excited to get to this one as well. And then last in the gifted section, I was gifted Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. So this is on loan to me from my boyfriend's mom. She purchased this, or she pre-ordered this. And if you don't know, this is the 5th book in the Twilight saga, but it's also kind of a prequel because it's the first book Twilight told from Edward's point of view, and I believe it delves a little bit into his backstory. This is quite the book. I think this might be the longest of all of them, but I am excited to get to this. It should be a relatively quick read. Quick for the size, just because it's YA. I know the style, I know the characters, so I should be able to get through this rather quickly, and I'm very, very excited about that. This is my most anticipated release of 2020, so I'm excited to finally get to read it. Okay, next, books that I bought brand new. There's only one. I bought The Haunted by Bentley Little, which is, from what I understand, yeah, it's a family moving into a big, nice house. The house has creepy, like maybe paranormal ghosts in it. That's essentially this. I bought this for Summerween because I didn't think The Turn of the Key or Lock Every Door was gonna get to me in time, because I had both of those like on hold, and I ended up getting the audiobook of The Turn of the Key, so I didn't end up reading this for that, but I'm excited to own it, so hopefully I can get to this, and I'm excited that it's like coming up on spooky season, so this will be a good book to read for that. Now we're coming to the books that I got secondhand. 5 of these books I got this weekend at a Goodwill. And one of them I got a week or two ago, also at a Goodwill, but a different Goodwill. This is Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. This won a Booker Prize in 2009. Yes, won the Booker Man Prize in 2009. This is part of a series. I think the last book in this series was nominated for or shortlisted for the Woman's Prize this year. But don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. I don't really keep up with prize lists like that, but I do follow a few YouTubers who do, and I want to say that that's correct, but I'm not sure. So this is the first book, again, quite a chunker, in a series about, I think this is set in like Tudor England, and it's all based on a true story, and from what I understand, each of these books builds up to someone's execution. This is about Thomas Cromwell, who is
a low-born boy, a charmer, a bully, a master of deadly intrigue, and finally, the most powerful of Henry VIII's courtiers.
Courtiers? I'm not British. I don't really know all the fancy words. I'm very working class American, but extremely excited to have this. I hope I like it. I've heard really, really great things about these books, so if I enjoy it, I am planning on trying to pick up the rest of the series. But we'll see. I don't know much about Tudor England, or like the most I know about like British history is how it involves the American Revolutionary War and like British common law. That's like all I really know. So maybe I'll know a little bit about this, and hopefully I'll learn a lot. Pretty excited about that one. And then for the 5 books that I picked up most recently that I'm really excited about. And again, most of these I don't know very much about, so I apologize in advance, but also pretty stoked. So I have this one. This is The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. Junot Diaz was a really popular author when I was in high school, I think. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like Junot Diaz and Rainbow Rowell, like everyone who read those books were like the cool indie kids. And like Haruki Murakami. This says,
things have never been easy for Oscar, a sweet but disastrously overweight ghetto nerd, a New Jersey romantic who dreams of becoming the Dominican J.R.R. Tolkien, and most of all, of finding love. But he may never get what he wants, thanks to the Fuku, the ancient curse that has haunted Oscar's family for generations, dooming them to prison, torture, tragic accidents, and above all, ill-starred love. Oscar, still dreaming of his first kiss, is only its most recent victim, until the fateful summer that he decides to be its last. With dazzling energy and insight, Junot Diaz immerses us in the uproarious lives of our hero Oscar, his runaway sister Lola, and their ferocious beauty queen mother Belithia, and in the family's epic journey from Santo Domingo to Washington Heights to New Jersey's Bergen Line and back again. Rendered with uncommon warmth and humor, The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde presents an astonishing vision of the contemporary American experience and the endless human capacity to persevere and to risk it all in the name of love. A true literary triumph, this novel confirms Junot Diaz as the best and most exciting writers of our time.
so yes, this is another one that's been on my TBR list for a long time. So I'm pretty excited to finally own this. When I saw that in the store, I was really excited. That's actually the book that made me decide to actually buy other books. I don't know if other people are like this. I can go through, like, especially with like Goodwill and stuff, and find a few things that I like am okay with, but I won't buy any of them unless I find the one thing that I like love. And then I'll buy whatever else I see that I like. But I have to find something that I'm like, oh my god, I want this so bad in order to buy anything. Let me know if you're like that down below. The next book I have is Wake Siren by Nina MacLaughlin. This, I believe, is a Greek myth retelling. Yeah, so this says,
I'm the home of this story after thousands of years of other people's tellings of all these different bridges of words gotten wrong. I'll tell it myself. Seductresses and she-monsters, nymphs and demi-goddesses populate Ovid's famous metamorphoses.
which I read for school.
But what happens when the chase is tracked in the voice of the quarry? When the maiden coolly returns the seducer's gaze. When monstrous transfigurations come sung by those transformed. Wake Siren lays bare the violence lurking in the heart of Ovid's narratives and breaks down these myths that helped build and perpetuate a limiting portrayal of women across centuries of art and literature. Drawing on the rhymes of epic poetry and alt-rock, everyday speech and folk song, fireside whisperings, and therapy sessions, Nina MacLaughlin's Wake Siren recovers what is lost when the stories of women are told and translated by men, breathing new life into these fraught beloved tales.
Pretty excited with this. I don't know if it's like individual stories for each one or if it's one coherent narrative, but I'm very excited to have this. And I thought the cover was so beautiful with like Medusa and I don't know, I liked the colors of it. Very dark, very beautiful, very fun. Next, I have Your One and Only by Adrienne Finlay. This is, I know a little bit about this one. This is like a sci-fi, I think it's young adult. And it's set in the future. And like all of humanity has pretty much died out except for one guy. And everyone else is like, I think AI, but an AI being, I don't want to call it a person because I guess it's not, is falling in love with the last human man, I think is like the premise of this book. But sounds pretty interesting. There's nothing more human than love is the subplot. I think this is kind of a cheesy cover, but I don't know. It reminds me of like a white chocolate covered strawberry for some reason. But anyways, I'm excited to have this and get to read it. Then I have Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. This is another really big book, but I've heard really good things about this. So from what I understand, this is the story of a girl who dies on the day she was born, but then also she lives her life and she keeps dying, but also still living. And I think it's just that kind of, and like, I think it almost plays with the idea of people who, like, one decision could change your whole life. And so it's kind of like her different paths of life if she were to keep living past these points. I don't know. I'm not going to read you the cover because I think I kind of know what this is about. And if that's wrong, I kind of want to go into this one blind. So I am pretty excited about this one. And the last book that I picked up, my pile's sticking up. I might have to move this. My last book that I picked up is The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown. So this is the third book in the Robert Langdon series by Dan Brown, which is also the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. I read the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons in high school and loved them both, but I never read The Lost Symbol. So I found this at Goodwill and was like, you know, I may as well buy it. I'm pretty excited to have this one. I think we have Angels and Demons somewhere here. I don't think we have the Da Vinci Code. I know I used to have it, but my parents moved from my childhood home and I don't know where a lot of my stuff is. I mean, I assume it's in their attic, but this just continues the story of Robert Langdon, who is a symbologist at Harvard University, and he just goes on like cool, fun adventures. This is kind of like dad fic, in my opinion, but I really enjoy it. I'm really happy about this. So I'm excited to read this one as well. Yeah. And this one, Robert Langdon, it goes on a deadly race through a real-world labyrinth of codes, secrets, and unseen truth, all under the watchful eye of Brown's most terrifying villain to date. So, pretty cool. This has a lot, this series so far has delved a lot into like the Catholic Church, because he's a religious symbologist, Robert Langdon is. So his whole job is to like decipher codes from the church or whatever. So anyways, I'm really excited to have this book, and that is the 10th book in my medium-sized book haul. I suppose I could show you my textbooks for school, but I have a feeling that would be very boring. I have one with me. This is my Remedies textbook. No, I'm not going to haul my textbooks because that would be sad. Although, if you would like to leave a guess in the comments down below how much my textbooks cost for this semester, bear in mind I'm taking 5 classes and only 3 of them require textbooks, but 2 of them require 2 textbooks. So, 5 total books. If you want to let me know how much you think that cost, your prize, if you get it right or closest to it, will be that you will know that you know the price of my pain and suffering. So that is the end of this book haul. That's going to be it for this video for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've read any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of them, or if you want to read any of these books, let me know that as well. Let me know what book you hauled recently. Keep talking to me in the comments. I love responding to y'all's comments. That is going to be it for me today, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye! That's going to be it for me. What?